Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name's Aggie. Today we're gonna do something a little different. You guys are gonna watch me do some nails, but I have two guests here to talk about a folklore, something called app. So I'll let them introduce themselves.
Okay, hello, what up? This your gangster girl, Bean? No, I'm just joking.
Hi, I'm just here to listen to the story and put in my 2 cents, I guess.
Yeah. So it's just a few girls here just, doing nails and chit-chatting. And if you guys like this, let me know. We can do a lot more. And so we're going to start off, Bean's going to start the story off because she did most of the research.
All right, let's get to the story. Today we're talking about a creature known as Ap in Cambodia. It's not just in Cambodia that we have this creature. It's also in Thailand, in Laos, and the Philippines. There are cases where Vietnam has it as well too. And this creature, inhuman, I don't know what is the right terminology for her again. I always go back to that. It's like I don't even know.
She's kind of like a lower grade of vampire. She's like the
degraded version.
The little sister of the vampire.
Well, the thing is, this creature, the reason why we call her a creature is because what she is at night. And at night, so let me just rephrase this.
Like, how about we start back from the beginning? Why or how did she even turn that way? Like,
okay, so, yeah. So there are stories out there. It's a he say, she say thingy. We're not sure if it's true, but there are some truth in that story. It's up to you to take it. So there's a few stories about her. One is about a princess who was dethroned, and the person who dethroned her was a prince also, and fell in love with her, wanted to marry her, and which happened. But then she is in love with another guy, and since she's married and she doesn't love that guy, she basically cheats on the prince to go see this other guy, and then the prince found out and wanted to kill her practically.
He wanted to kill her.
Yeah.
So then how does she became what she became?
Okay, so when she realized that she's being pursued to be killed, she got a hold of a witch doctor. And this takes place in Cambodia. I don't know how long, what BC, AD, I don't know. Maybe when Angkor Wat was alive.
Yeah.
Right now it's into ruins, but
Mm-hmm.
but she ended up finding a witch doctor somehow, and asked this witch doctor, just like, I'm gonna get killed. I don't want to die. Can you make me not die? Or we don't know what she specifically asked for from this witch doctor, but in the story it says that she doesn't want to die, practically to make her immortal in a way,
Mm-hmm.
And,
so you can't kill her.
Yeah. So when the time come, the prince found her, got her, and then decided to burn her. And so at the stake, she was burning. The only thing that wasn't burned was her head and her organs. Her body was all deteriorated. So the spell did work, but it only worked to an extent. Her body was gone. The only thing that was left on the stake was her head and her organ. And that's how the story came to be of her being out. That's one of the story, actually. And then
So you're telling me that this girl cheated on her husband,
mm-hmm.
went trying to find help, but then karma came by fast.
Mm-hmm.
She got punished. She didn't get help. She got to suffer for the rest of her life because she's immortal.
Yeah.
So basically, if she wants to die, if she don't want to suffer anymore, how can she just, lift this curse? How can she, get out of this curse?
Uh-huh. So, again, many stories out there. Many, many, many stories out there. And not only that the stories out there, but there are some stories that was been passed down in our family as well, too.
Mm-hmm.
one way of maybe to get rid of her or to tame her is to stuff her body with rice. But
this princess don't have a body, remember?
Yeah, it's a lot. Like,
so let's say the princess, she has her organs in her head. Her body's gone.
So
okay,
I have a theory.
How is she supposed to survive?
I have a theory. Okay, so back then, right? That's a good question. So back then, killing people was to behead them. Okay,
yes.
If not to behead them, to stab them, or in some type of one, drown them, without using any type of other weapon, right? But the main cause...
Mainly, like, beheading is the main... So, maybe she found a body with no head. She probably ate all the organs and got in there.
Yep.
Hopefully she found a pretty one.
Yeah, so, like, that's what I theorized for that story. Another story is she's a witch, where she wants to become very beautiful. And so she basically cast this spell to make her, like, very beautiful, but that spell became a curse. Yes, it did make her beautiful, but then at night she ended up forming into this creature that, like,
it separates her body from her head.
Yep, and it's not even beautiful. It's like Fiona from Shrek.
Yeah.
You know how, like, during the daytime she's beautiful, but then at night she became an orc. It's kind of like that. Like, the spell has a curse.
So, like, what does she do at night? Like, when she comes out of her body, what is? She sucks people's blood. Like, what does she do?
She feeds. She looks for flesh, frogs, and little small critters, anything to eat. There are cases where she eats stillborn babies, placentas. But, like, you know how, like, in Cambodia, like, they have a little story where not story, but a what was it, remedy? No, it's not a remedy. What is it called? Where a tradition.
Yeah, after they have a baby.
After they have a baby, they take this placenta, they put it into a jar and bury that placenta under a tree, and then they form a fortress around the house to protect.
It's kind of like a protecting spell.
Yeah.
I see.
To protect the mother and the child from and but, like, the thing is, like, I don't think she eats baby because, like, I understand they're small.
I think it's the
placenta, right?
It's not just the placenta. What my mom have told me is, you know how girls, right? Teenagers that period or whatever, this and that, the way they store it or whatever, it's just that smell that attracts them. It's like how do you say it, like dirty blood.
They like dirty blood.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like spilt blood. Like, you know, when they have babies, all that blood.
It's like when we eat a ball and have pork blood in there.
Gross.
If you guys don't know what babao is, it's porridge. But congee, there you go.
Congee. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, congee.
And we liked it to have, like, pork blood, pork belly.
Yep.
Intestines.
Yep.
You sure we ain't up?
Yep.
No, we is not.
We ain't. But like, there's, like, a lot rumors, stories of, like, what she goes out and eat and look for. But we don't know actually what she really eat. It's just like it's just, like, mind-boggling to know that there is a creature out there that's, like, searching around for food.
Yeah.
It's just not normal food. It's just, blood basically to sustain her.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, she's bloodless, but she's not able to get it fresh blood like vampires. She gets the old, like, like dirty spilt blood.
But the crazy thing is, like, the more I read into it, she doesn't really go for the babies or the stillborns.
Yeah, because she's not going for that.
She just wants the blood
around it.
Yeah,
she likes the spilt blood.
Yeah, or frogs, like
you're talking about toad.
Yeah, like, she eats those. Like,
they're ugly, right?
Yeah, most stories that I've read to, like, knowledge myself of this whole thingy, like, she likes to go around look for frogs to eat, and, like, I'm in my head like, girl, like, the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
just frogs? The unknown thing, like, stuff like that.
But then scary. It kind of makes sense because she ain't got no arms, no legs, right? She only have a head.
Nothing. Just
so like whatever.
She doesn't even have fangs.
Yeah.
She just have her tongue.
And her teeth. That's
and her teeth.
Yep.
So obviously, yeah, she just basically kind of get scrap from wherever she can find scrap.
Yeah, and I'm thinking like small critter stuff, rats, rodents, like, you know, small animals and stuff, because there are no cases that I've looked into that she eat human flesh or she eats like children.
She wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, that too, you know, but then like, but there's no cases, like it's mainly her like feeding on animals and on critters, and like, and especially that YouTube that I showed you with the goat and the hair that.
Yes, we're gonna link that link below so you guys can go check that out, because there was a sighting not too long ago of her. They have it on video. Where was it at?
Well, they don't know if it's at.
But it looks like her.
It looks like it.
And most definitely it could be her. And we also have another story that another one of our guests has, that her mother told her, and she's gonna share that with us.
Okay, so basically, like what Bean was talking about, but this is another story of how she became that person. She's a poor girl from the village that likes a rich guy that is already taken. So basically, she goes to a shaman and exchanges, you know, like something for something else. So basically, she's asking him, would you be able to make the guy fall in love with me, you know, for whatever deal that they made? So the shaman did that for her, which she did get the guy. But for her being greedy, she decided, okay, well, now that I have the man and, you know, I have everything I want, I'm rich now and, you know, whatever else, decides to torture the previous wife. But the catch was, when she's torturing the girl and the wife actually died from it, the spell broke. So it's like a backfiring. That's how she became what she became.
So basically, Ab is just a two-timer, cheating, you know, stealing type of girl.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of other, well, like you said, it's not only just Cambodia.
It's not just Cambodia.
So
Thailand, Laos, the Philippines, and it's crazy how like their stories are very, very similar, and the creatures are even more similar. Like I'm thinking like they have something like, oh, like it'll be like a girl, but it's not just her organ. It'll be like some other things attached to her organ, and then that's their version of app. But no, this is an actual woman, a bodiless woman with her organ hanging out and a glowing organs. And
they say her organs glow at night.
Yeah. So like it's not just like in Cambodia that has the same specific features. It's in Thailand, it's in the Philippines, it's in Laos. It's like, it's crazy how all of this is just, it's everywhere.
Yeah, and then I've never encountered it, but you said you think you encountered it. How about you tell us about that?
I think. Okay, so my family was moving out from an apartment to a house. And the house that we're moving in was built to be made to hold or withstand a bit of a flood. So the house is, you know, pretty high. It takes a few steps to get in, and then the windows are built even higher.
How high, you say?
A little over 7 feet.
Okay.
I would say a little over 7 feet. And so we're in the process of moving in, and one of the night I decided to sleep in the new house. I'm like, brand new house, let's get to know the house, be one with the house, and I'm the only person in the house. Dude, I get the whole house to myself. Right. Like, I was just like, okay. And not only that, I have work the next day as well, too. Back then, I used to work at a donut shop. So I had to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and then leave the house and get there by 5. So the night where I first spent the night there, and, like the layout of the house. Because my house is like a rectangle. And the windows are all on the right side. And the rooms, the kitchens, and the bathroom are all on the left side. So you have like a good hallway to walk through, and you get to see both sides with your peripheral vision, right? So I'm walking past the living room into the kitchen, and something caught my eyes. So I decided to turn to my right, and I see a face trying to peer into, or not peer into, but trying to get into
You saw a silhouette of a face. You didn't see her face, right?
No, the whole shenanigans. The light was on.
Oh.
Yeah. So like the whole head and everything, pale face. But I didn't really look at her long enough. But I know that there was a face there. I can see the features and everything. If I were to see that person walking down the street, I'd be like, "Yep, that bitch is out." I saw her. But so back then I was just like around 17, 18, 19 years old, and I was pretty badass back then, ain't gonna lie.
Are we all?
And like I saw this head trying to make its way into my kitchen, right? So there is a what do you call it? Those window nets, and then there's the actual window, right? So I can see her face pressed onto the net. And my windows was like about, I would say this is about like 5 inches, right? 5 inches, 6 inches, 5 inches open. And then like back then I was thinking like it might be another crackhead. Like my neighborhood is pretty bad. So I was just like, the height of the house, it didn't click to me. Like not only that, like it didn't click to me that the window was pretty built up high too, right? And then so like I'm like, fuck, it might be a crackhead. I'm like, whatever. I'm just gonna ignore her. Shut my window, went to my room, knocked out, right?
Yeah.
Knocked out. And then my alarm clock rang, got ready, and like went to my car, sat there, and my car was parked on the side of the house where you can see the window, right? So I'm sitting there warming up my car. And mind you, this was like during the winter time, so I got to sit there for like a good 5 minutes for my car to actually warm up. And then so I was sitting there warming up. And then I'm like, I decided to look out my car and then look up. And I was like, my window's pretty high. And then slowly but surely, I was like, then what the hell was that that's trying to get into my house? And then like that kind of spooked me a bit. So I was just like, lock my door, roll up my window. And I still have to sit there to warm up my car while sitting there. I'm panicking, like, what the hell is this? But then at the same time, while I was hyping myself up, I was like, I'm ready. Like, I'm ready to fight this. Like, next time I see her, it's on sight, you know?
Aw, it was just a new friend.
Yeah, so, like, I was just, like, at first, like, I was just scared. But then, like, later on, when, like, like when my fear died down, like, I just have this courage. I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. Like, I'm ready to take down this person, you know? And then, so, like, I never bothered telling my mom or anything. But then, like, I guess, like, years later, that's when I asked her about, like, hey, mom, like, is a real deal? And that's when she told me, to ask my dad. But since me and my dad, we don't really talk, so I never got the chance to talk to him.
Because your mom said your dad was, like, a monk, right? Or
no, he wasn't a monk.
He was, like, a shaman or something?
He wasn't a shaman either. He was just, like, basically one of those, I don't want to say followers, but, like, who people who does, like, shaman stuff or monk stuff, like, they follow them around.
So he was, like... Yeah, so he's one of like their...
I don't want to say a cha either because he wasn't.
So he was like an assistant.
Yeah, in a way.
So of a shaman.
Yeah, in a way. Like, not quite, but yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. So like he's basically like one of the villager guardians or garter or yeah. And like I never really fully had a chance to talk to him about it. But maybe I can probably talk to my brothers because I'm pretty sure one of them is born in Cambodia.
They would know what he did for that village. He probably met one.
Yeah. So I'm like, maybe I should talk to one of them. Or like if anybody that like heard of this story or knows this story who wants to share, comment down below.
A little bit of an insight.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
Give us some more knowledge of this thing because like I'm looking online, I'm asking people around. And not only that, like, this is like a story where our parents tell us to keep us in the house. And
they'll tell you, you're a girl.
Yeah.
Don't go out late at night.
Yeah,
just because you... Why? Because the curse only passed down to girls?
Well, our parents mainly think it's actually passed down from girls to girls. That only girls can get it. But then there are cases that actually guys can have it as well, too. That can become this creature as well, too. Yeah. But,
So, like you said... How can they pass it on? It happened to them.
Yeah.
So is it like a vampire where you bite someone? Damn, you a vampire.
Mm-hmm. So have you ever heard this the saying from your parents? Don't drink random drinks
or eat people food when they offer it to you. If you don't see that,
if you don't know them or see them cook it or something like that.
So there is some truth to it, because they say that a spiteful act would actually spit in the food, and that way she can pass down the curse to you or spread the curse out. Just not even spitting, she can just like curse the food and give it to feed it to you, and you could become this creature, or like just basically being around her, and she can just cast this curse to you if she's if she doesn't like you, and or if not, like maybe just generally like you and just want you to suffer with her and be in the same creature as her that roams night to night eating frog legs.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, frog leg ain't that bad, but I'm just saying, raw though, girl, we gotta cook it over the grill,
right? So like nowadays you might have the sophisticated app where all her food's in her fridge, so like lock her doors, let the frogs out from the cage, her like, floating around eating it,
Yeah, it's like modern days. Like nowadays, like we are like, I guess, more fortunate and lucky enough to actually get to order our food or have everything that we needed right here. But there are third world countries where they don't have that access.
The fridge. Yeah, you gotta wake up every morning and go get fresh meat, fresh vegetables to
or hunt for their food.
Yes.
So like this is mainly stories like in the countries, in the village of other countries. Like it's not really. Well, there are cases where it's out in the city, like how we are, where the curse is like basically brought into here. But there's not much people who talk about it. But if you're in a community full of Asian, especially like Cambodian or Filipino, like they will give you more insight if they like hear a story that there are one in the city. Like Sari said earlier that there's a few of them in Stockton.
Yep.
And how do you know that?
That's a known fact. The old folks over there, their community talks about it because of where they live.
They gossip, girl.
They gossip. Well, if you see something out there, everybody's gonna know.
Yeah, it's gonna go from one ear to another person's ear real quick. But like,
because it's a bunch of old folks. When they see stuff like that, they want to let other people know too. It's dangerous. If they see it out in their country and it's here too, that's just
saying something.
Yeah, that's how they get word of mouth. Hey, there's something dangerous out there. Like don't just think that it's just there.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just in the third world.
Mm-hmm.
It's here.
It's here too.
Because you encountered. And, all the Stockton old folks encountered.
Parentheses with the air quotations, like, encounter. I'm not sure what it is. It can be another crackhead that, like, Spider-Man walked her way up.
So, what, it had web feet, like spiders, or what?
I mean, like, the possibility is endless.
Oh, Lord. Yeah. Some robbers or crackhead brought a ladder to your house to try to climb up.
You do not understand.
That place is high.
Yeah, you do not understand the terror that came over me when I realized how high my window was. Even when I stand on my car roof,
you couldn't even see.
I still couldn't even see right through it. Well,
yeah, it makes sense because, like you said, it was your first day.
Yeah.
So you didn't really
didn't think
it didn't grasp in your mind like how high the window actually was.
Yeah.
You just thought, oh my God, I can't stand these crackheads. Close your window.
Yeah. And I'm not. The older I am, I'm like, why was I so nonchalant about this? Like when I first encountered something like this, like some people will freak out, call 911, call their mom, or
I wouldn't even go close. I wouldn't even go close the window.
No, girl, I closed that window.
You know what I would have done? I would have grabbed like my pot and pan and threw it at her head, like, get the fuck out of my house.
No, I was like, there's no way for her to get in. Like I'm thinking there's another actually human being, and if she was on crack, I'm pretty sure I can overtake her. But like that didn't process like it could be like another creature.
Yeah.
You
don't think about.
I didn't think about it.
The non-people.
Yeah. So, like, what I did was just, like, I'm like, fucking crackhead. So, I just closed my window, closed the blind, and just to my room. And I knocked out without a care in the world. But, man, I'm telling you, the next day, the terror kicked in. And I was just sitting there. I'm like, oh, my God, I got to pray to my ancestors.
It kicked in hard.
I was just like, oh, man.
See, that's how it is when you have to wake up hella early, hella tired. Don't think nothing of it.
I was just so spooked. And I believe it was like around 9 or 10 o'clock that night. And it was like during maybe spring. So it was still dark early. And this happened, in the early 2000s. Damn, I'm old. What?
Yeah, that's a while ago.
I'm old.
You was not that old. Y'all talking about an ancient again?
Well, we were born in the 1900s.
Oh God. You know how there's that one saying out there, they're like, oh, you 30? That's so old. You know you need to come back with? But like, bitch, I look younger than you.
Yeah.
What the fuck you doing wrong?
Yeah, oh my God.
It's so true though. A lot of kids now, like, I guess, like, they say that, but then, like, they look older.
Way older.
We are, like, that image-wise. I'm like, we doing something right.
Yep.
I don't want to look that old. But,
as long as we don't try to look pretty, like, you know how, like you said, there was another case, right?
Yeah.
Where she said she's like Snow White. She wanted to be pretty, but instead of being pretty,
not Snow White, Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's like a mixture of Snow White and Beauty.
Yeah.
So there's no witch in there, but like it was just her. She just wants to be really, really pretty, so she makeshift her own spell.
That's how people that are vain.
Yeah,
basically.
She made her own spell just to make her so pretty, but that she didn't realize that she cursed herself, or something happened in the process of making that spell that she ended up cursing herself. And then, like, it's just like, it's sad. It really is.
I don't need spells to look good. I just need my snug cream or my ginseng lotion. That's good enough for me. You know what I'm saying?
Or, like, some guru people or, like, celebrities, like, what is your secret? Water.
Drink a lot of water. H2O.
Yep. Water. Some cases, water is good for your soul, but, like, at the same time, it's just like, I need something.
Water's always good for you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I need some meals. But,
But yeah, so, you know, like you said, like, when our parents told us, we thought that they were just trying to scare us at first. Mm-hmm. As a kid, I didn't believe in it, you know?
Yeah. Honest to God, like, I just thought it was just, like, one of those stories where it's just, like, they just want you to be inside the house. Yeah. Not only that, like, the way how my mom said it, it wasn't even, like, trying to scare me. It was just trying to warn me. Like, she was just like, yeah.
But as a kid, we didn't think like that. We're like, you just trying to tell a story so we can't go play outside.
Yeah, you know? Like, I'm over here trying to play Chinese jump rope. Like,
yeah, because back in the day, we ain't got no YouTube. We ain't got no TV. So speaking about this creature, you know, how she had the spell not to, you know, so the prince couldn't burn her or she couldn't get killed. Mm-hmm. So how can you kill this creature? Because, you know, with the vampire, we just stake the heart, right?
Yeah.
To kill the vampire. So how do you kill this creature?
Well, there's not a correct way. Not correct way, my bad. There's not a specific way to kill this being. Because, like, then again, the story says that, like, she asked to be immortal, well, the princess. And in the curses of the witch, we don't know if it's actual, you know, thing for both of those stories. But from what I've heard, and from what I've read as well, one of the there are multiple ways to maybe get rid of her or basically sustain her or capture her, right? So one of the ways are when she's out at night, if you stumble upon her body, stuff whatever you can in there. It can be rice, it can be newspaper, but stuff it so much to the point where she cannot get back in. And that way she'll just lay next to her body in agonizing pain.
And just basically wither away, like desiccate, right?
Yeah. In a way, yeah. And you can say that.
Unless she goes and try to find another body.
Yes.
Like the princess.
Yes.
So that is not even a good way to even kill her because she could still find another body.
Yeah. And then so, not only that, there's one where like they say that if you flip the body around and she goes in her body backwards, it messed up her her flow or like the way how she moves and stuff, but it won't kill her, but it will trap her because she can't go nowhere until the next cycle of full moon or either the next night, because I'm not sure which story is the actual correct story.
So, well, that way people would know what she is.
Yes.
Actually.
So that whole day, they're gonna know that because she's backward, she's that thing, and they can lock her away.
Yeah.
But they can't.
That's if she comes out. That's if they find her. Like, let's just say like.
But if they find her body already, they would already know that that's her.
But
that's not everybody. It's just the person that did that to her.
But think about this, right? If you're just a random person, you find a decapitated body.
Would you go near it?
Would you go near it? Not only that, like, you're thinking it's homicide. Like, someone probably killed this person.
Yeah, I'm gonna call the cops. I'm run the other direction.
Yeah, so, like, even though, like, let's just say, like, the cops comes or, like, if other people come, she can probably get to her body before you can even, or the other people could, you know? So it's just, like, we can't really say, like, a way for her to, like, or other people.
So what is different about her? Like from vampires. Vampires, once they turn, they never age, right? So this creature, does she age?
Okay, so this is the one that's a little bit tricky, right? So with the princess story, she does age, but she has to pass down her curse in order to die, right? Mm-hmm. And then there's the story for the witch where she doesn't age because it's a spell to make her beautiful, to sustain her youth. So she stay young and beautiful, but she's with this curse. And but I'm not sure for the witch one if she actually has to pass it down in order to die, or she can actually die with it. That's one of the one that I'm trying to like theorize or figure out myself.
We don't know if she's truly immortal.
Yeah.
But we do know that she cannot be killed.
We're not sure. That's the thing. Because
like rephrasing for spell was she don't want to die.
That's for the princess.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if she grows old, so that means she can die.
Yeah. So, like, if it's for the witch, like, even though she can still grow old, but she can still sustain her youth. But maybe it's because she has to eat, like, flesh or blood to sustain her youth.
Sustain, yeah.
Yeah. But then, like, she could be spiteful and just share
kind of like Hocus Pocus, where they eat kids to stay young.
Yeah.
So live forever.
That's the reason why, like what Sari said, that they don't want just any blood. They mainly like teenagers, period, blood.
Yeah.
Because
they're pure.
They're pure
they
blood.
Haven't had sex yet. Yeah. Let's just say that.
Pretty pure.
So that's the reason. Yeah. That's the reason why your parents tell you when you're young, hey, don't stay out too late, or whatever. But they don't want to tell you the bad side of it to scare you either.
Yeah. We're not quite sure. This is one of those mystery.
We
folklore.
don't know. We don't know. Is she immortal or is she not immortal?
Yep.
Does she grow old or don't she grow old?
But we do know that there is a thing about.
There's something out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It can't just be a coincidence that every Asian culture has the same being with the same features, the same, same quality.
Yeah, the same curse practically.
Yeah.
And the way what they eat is the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's just like, what are the coincidences? Like, what are the coincidences? And not only that, like, you're thinking about like other countries, like hundreds of thousands of miles apart.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it cannot just be one. So there's multiple.
It's something there. That's the reason why people see it. The reason why they have stories about it.
Yep.
It's because somebody has seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it went from, passed down from generation to generation. Like she heard from her mom, you heard from your mom and my grandma, my grandpa. They talk about it. It's just like she's been just passed down. So it's like there's some part that's true that they say, or is it true? We don't know, but it's a mystery.
Yep.
It's not in a textbook. No one really researched it. No one really went out there and like got the hardcore fact. It's just a mystery.
Yeah. There's too much coincidence to make it just a story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's just too much coincidence to actually make it think it's like non-belief or mythical or like a creature like Bigfoot. Don't come for me for that.
Hey,
there are
Bigfoot, people still believe it. That's the reason why people are still out there searching too.
Yeah.
Exactly. So true. So just to wrap it up, I want to say thank you guys for hanging out with us today. I know we kind of got a little rowdy, but we try to calm down a little bit. But how it is, when you hang out with your girlfriends, chit chat, just having fun. And
we can get a little bit more crazier if you guys want to hear,
Right.
We'll lay everything out.
There's other stories
too. I want to say thank you to Bean, thank you to Sarah for being here and, taking the time to share the story with us. And if you guys like it, please don't forget to like, subscribe, share the story.
And don't forget to comment. Tell us what do you think about the story, and then let us know if you know any stories.
We can
also
either do more research on it
to top
or
it off,
tell
if you want a topic for us to talk about, leave it in the comments.
Yes, we will research it. We will definitely do another podcast if you guys like this one. We will definitely do another one. So, thank you guys.
All right. Bless y'all.
Bye.
Bye-bye.